Hey guys, I'm out on the ride today, so I've got something new to show you. For those who know where Bundaberg is, and I've rode up to Burnet Heads, so that's the Burnet Heads lighthouse. It's a new one. When I say new, it's been there for a few years, but there used to be a really old one here, over 100 years, and actually it's just down the road. I'm going to go past it shortly, so I'll show you that. So what am I riding? I gave you a few hints on what it is of late, so let's see if I can show you. That's it. Got myself a scooter. I was going to say a little scooter, but it's not exactly very little. So similar to what Tofty's got. Although this is a same brand as Tofty's, but this is a couple of models up. So it's got basically two-wheel drive, so it's got a motor at the front, no motor at the back. And it's awesome, guys. The other day I went on a ride 40 k's and I still had about a third of the battery power left. So they say you can do upwards over just over 100 k's on these, but it all depends how you ride it. And it's awesome. So you can take it off-road as well, so that's what I've done. There's an off-road track there behind me, and I've actually taken this on that off-road track, and it handles really well. It's got some real good tyres on it. They're pretty wide tyres on it, and I was doing about 15 kilometres per hour through some of the sand there, and it handled it really fine, no problems at all. So it's awesome. Can't tell you how much is. And it's a beautiful day here. So I'm at the mouth of the Burnet River. If you can have a look here. There's this beautiful spot here. And you can see this is the mouth of the Burnet River. And that's the ocean out there. So you wouldn't think that's the ocean. And it's beautiful. I mean, it's been, for the past week, it's been like blowing like a cyclone here. It's unbelievable. I haven't even come out riding along the coastline here for the past week, because I reckon the wind would have just blown me over. I reckon it would have been a challenge to ride. But it's really good today. So you're probably wondering why. Safety first. I got my full face helmet on. I've had this for years. I used to use this when I was mountain bike riding quite a lot. So I'm glad I didn't sell it. It's awesome. And when you're riding these, you really should wear a full face helmet, because I've seen some really nasty injuries of people coming off these. So yeah, beautiful day. Can't tell you how great it is to be out riding. And I'm going to go down the Gold Coast and Brizzy soon, so I'm going to ride this scooter around all those awesome bike paths they've got along the coast and along Gold Coast, and particularly around Brisbane, like the Burnet wetlands and so on. So hopefully some of you guys have been chatting on Facebook, on some of the scooter Facebook groups. Hopefully I'll get to meet you there, eh? It'll be awesome. So I'm going to continue on my little ride now. And next stop, I'll actually stop by and show you this really old lighthouse. This is the old lighthouse. They used to work out at the Burnet River here, and it's got quite a bit of history. So let's go have a better look on it. You can see my scooters right there. Let's see, it's got disc brakes, front and rear, hydraulic disc brakes, and believe me, you need it. It's got the hydraulic springs, shockies and springs, front and rear, so very smooth to ride. So the top here is just like any of your conventional mountain bike handlebars and so on. You got your towels, towel. Where did I get towel from? I got no idea. I suppose I'm down near the beach thinking of going for a swim. So you got your bow, economy and turbo. So that's basically a speed limiter. And you've got single and dual, so single motor, dual motor. You even got a key, turn it on and off, and that's your battery voltage. So it's right, she's about 57 volts there. When I started, that was on about 58. And I've done 11.5 Ks. And you've got your speedo here as well. So it's basically like a computer in there. You can program it. So you can program it to use less power. So I've got it dialed down only about half power. And it's got an acceleration mode, 1 to 5, 5 being the fastest. I've got it set at 2, and it still throws you back, particularly when you're in dual motor. So she's got some get up and go, this thing. So let's have a look at this lighthouse here. So, a bit of history. If you want to have a bit of a read on that. From 1873 until 1972, when it was replaced. So it was still going when I was born here in Bundy. That lighthouse was still going. And I think it used to be located up near where that original one is, and I believe they've moved it here. So how's that for a bit of history? How cool is that? So we're going about, what are we up to? 15.7 Ks so far. We've done about 4 Ks. So what I've done is I've rode up to the Bundaberg Marina, and I did a U-ey, and we're coming back along this awesome track. So this track here, bike track slash scooter track, walking track, whatever you want to call it, pretty much goes all the way from here right down to the northern end. You can follow it all the way to the northern end of Innes Park, pretty much staying on a track all the way. There's one section there where you have to ride along the footpath for about a K or so, but it's not a bad track at all. It's about half as wide as this. Now when I say footpath, it's like your general footpath on the side of the road, where this is a proper dedicated bike trail. So apart from that, it's pretty much bike trail all the way. So if you start at one end and go right through the end, so it's about 20k. And we've also got some really good bike tracks in the city in Bundaberg as well, that goes over the Burnet Bridge as well, the old traffic bridge, and goes through to the botanical gardens there as well. So there are rules with these scooters. There's places you can ride and places you can't ride, as many of you probably watching this would already know about that. Now if I had a holder or something, I could try filming while I'm riding along, but unfortunately with these scooters you've got to pretty much always keep 2 hands on the handlebar, otherwise you can go over, and I would imagine that wouldn't be a lot of fun if you come off one of these. So I've never done it and I never intend to. This is called Monrepos Conservation Park. And why is it Conservation Park? This is one of the largest, if not probably it would be the largest loggerhead nesting site in the southern hemisphere, and one of the most important ones actually in the world. So they get a lot of nesting turtles here now. When I say now, it's not now. The nesting season has finished. It usually starts in around about November and goes through to about April. Most of the nesting turtles, you see the highest volumes of hares around Christmas time. So, and it's quite exciting It's a very nice little beach as well. So now I used to work a lot here for about nearly 15 or 17 years. I was a turtle researcher here for the Queensland Turtle Research under Dr. Cole Limpers. So I used to patrol this beach and right along the coastline and monitor and tag the turtles and so on. And I also used to go up to some of the islands off the Queensland coast and monitor the turtles there as well. So I've been taking a bit of a break from that for the last 5 years or so. I haven't done it for about 5 years, but I'd like to get back into it again one day. You see turtles, then you got to monitor, you got to tag the turtles if they need tagging, fill up forms. Sometimes, particularly on this beach, relocate the eggs. So it's quite interesting. So, and I love it. It's awesome. So I won't go too far because I don't want to go out of sight of my scooter, although there's hardly anyone around here at the moment. But we'll just flick around. And there's the world famous Monrepos Beach. So I believe it's about 1.6 k's long. So there's a walking track. There's a bike track, I should say. It's also a walking track, but there's a bike track that goes pretty much right through the guts of the national parks here. And it's all bitumen, as you can see. So you have no problems getting through. So I love this spot. It's special to me, particularly to do with the conservation of the sea turtles. So there's three turtles we get here. Mostly it's the loggerhead turtles, which are the critically endangered. Although along this coastline here, the numbers are increasing. But we also do get the odd green turtles and the flatback turtles as well. So if you see the flatback turtles, they're kind of more flat than the other ones, and they've got like a layer of skin over the top, whereas the others, they've got a hard shell, like carapace is a hard shell on the other ones as well. Generally, to distinguish the two, generally we can tell the way by the gaiters, how they gait. Some turtles alternate, others go up like so. And also you can tell by how many shells is on the carapace as well. So they're awesome to work with. I did it for many years. I've had the privilege, I've been on beaches where there's about 1,000 plus turtles on the beach at night. It's that packed, there's that many turtles that you can't actually walk on the sand. You literally got to go tippy-toe in between their shells to get from one spot to another. It just crammed in that much. And of course that's some of the islands off our Queensland coast, and they're the green turtles. So it's very, very interesting. So I'm going to continue my little ride on here now, and if I find another interesting spot, I'll pull over and show you. The scooter's been going great. I absolutely love this. The suspension makes a huge difference. I'll get you to have a closer look at it. It's a bit dirty at the moment. You can see the hydraulic brakes there, and it's got the disc brakes front and rear. They're tube tyres, so you actually pump them up. I've got them pumped up to 50 psi. These are pretty good. These seem to really good, these tyres, but they tell me you can get like an all-terrain. You also get a fully off-road tyre as well, but they tell me you can get an all-terrain, which is even better than this, which is something I may upgrade to when I'm down the Gold Coast. I plan to go down there in a couple of weeks. So if we go along, you see it's got brake lights as well. What those are there are brake lights and also tail lights. Very wide deck on the top, and that's where the battery's inside here. So it's got the lithium ion. So this one's 52 volt, 23 amp hour lithium battery, and also it lasts a long time. So go up the front and closer look at the front here. You can see there's the hydraulic brakes, big disc brakes, and believe me, on this thing you need them too. You can see the suspension. So the suspension is adjustable as well. And also it folds down. This handle, if you undo these clamps, this whole handle just folds back so it can fit inside your vehicle. Now there's a fair bit of weight there. This one I believe is around 35, 36 kilos. So it's fairly heavy. Of course you can get them a lot lighter, but because you can imagine the weight of that battery, a lot of that being the battery, well made, very good. And on the top here you can see your bell I showed you before. So of course that's your economy, turbo, single dual. At the moment I've got it in dual motor. You can see there, I don't know how that's working, whether that's flickering. Well, right now we've done the 24 Ks and we're just going down 1 bar on the battery meter there, and the voltage 52.5. I started out with about 58. It's also got gears as such. You can see I'm in 3rd gear, so it's got 1, 2, 3. So it's not like gears that you see in the car. It's actually like gears that just monitors the output of the motor. So gear 1 doesn't put out as much power as what gear 3 is, etc. So this thing's got modes in here, and I can go through this and change like a computer. I can change the power, the takeoff speed, and etc. If you put this to full power and you take off, this thing, both wheels will just spin. Even on the bitumen they'll just spin. You won't even grip, they'll just spin. And then once they grip, you hold on for all might, because it'll throw you back. I haven't tried it yet, and I don't think I ever will. This is my old Garmin bike computer. It says I'm riding on the Turtle Trail. It shows me a map, it shows me where I've been, gives me the average speeds, etc. And basically what you see here is just like a carry case here. You can put your car keys and so on. The handles are cool. These are awesome handles. You see, very comfortable to ride. The hydraulic brakes are awesome. You only just got to touch them a bit and she slows you down real quick. So something like this, you really do need a hydraulic brake. So let's go back and show you a bit more overall look at it. So let me know guys, use on YouTube if you're interested in more videos like this. I'm going to start doing more trip report videos like this, particularly when I'm down at the Gold Coast in Brisbane. And I'll somehow get one of my cameras mounted onto my helmet or onto the scooter here so I can film while I'm riding along. So, let's keep moving. So we're at the front of Bargara now, along the Bargara foreshore. And you can see the track continues all up along the coast. But I want to show you a couple of things. They also hire scooters here, so there's something like 250 scooters that you can hire, and they're from that company from Neuron. And they've been here since Easter, and it's been fairly popular too, I believe. So I've actually seen quite a few ride around today. Today is a Wednesday. Now tomorrow we've got a holiday where for you lucky people living in Bundy, tomorrow's a holiday. Anywhere else there's not. And the reason why it's a holiday tomorrow is because it's the Bundaberg show. So we've got our Bundaberg show starting today, and tomorrow's a holiday, so I'm going to shoot out there tomorrow. But let's have a look at these Neurons and compare them with mine, eh? Right, let's try that again guys. I just filmed a bit of a video comparing these two, and I realised I didn't hit the record button. So double check, we've certainly got the record button. So these are those hire scooters, so you can compare them in size between mine and those. Okay, you can see mine's quite a fair bit larger. The tyres are probably not as high. Looks like they got about 11 or so inch tyres. I've got 10-inch tyres circumference, but you can see how much wider they are. And mine has got a tube in it, and I don't believe these are tubes. These are just a hard rubber tyre by the looks of it. So now you wouldn't believe it, but they leave these parked here overnight and they don't get stolen, because if you try to move them you get a warning.
Hello, the start riding, please download the Neuron app.
Alright, so it doesn't say, but I tried to move one of these and it came up saying that it's going to send the authorities over to lock you up. No, not quite, but almost. Something to that effect, I can't remember now. So yep, you can hire these. I passed a couple of these today. There's not as many riding today because it's a Wednesday. Tomorrow's Thursday, show holiday, so I bet there's going to be quite a few riding today. I'll tell you what, I know which one I prefer to ride. I haven't ridden these before, but my brother said that he rode one and then he went for a ride as mine, and he said they're as rough as guts then. He said you wouldn't want to ride one after riding this, because this is so soft, the suspension, everything, all the bumps are all cushioned out. He said you go off-ride on that, boy, you really know it. So, which is good to know. So, I'm not too far from Bargara, so I'm going to keep going. Guess out, guys. How many there is? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 scooters through. And one in the front. I know which one I prefer, eh? Huh? It's crazy. Check it out. But what a beautiful, awesome location to have these. That's crazy. So what have we done? We've done 28.1k so far today. For some reason my batteries, although that's not too bad, 28.1, it says we're about 3 bars out of 5, 51.4 volts. So this is Bargara. We've got a bit of a kids playground, a turtle playground here. So it's quite a nice little spot here. Seagulls love it. You can see that. So we're going to keep going, heading down south now. My vehicle's parked a few k's down that way, just behind around that point, and another playground called the Basin. It's got a really nice beach along there called Callie's Beach. Just went past the car, so we've done about 30.5k so far. So I might see if I can get up a 40k ride today, do another 10k's and call it quits and go have lunches around midday now, so I'm starting to get a little bit hungry. So I thought I'll show you Callie's Beach. So I'll just flip the camera around and let you have a look. So there it is. It's a nice beach. So no rocks. A lot of the beach is close to Bundaberg. It's got all these volcanic rocks from the hummock that used to be a volcano. So it looks like she's low tide today. So no doubt she's going to be pretty busy here tomorrow. And this is the bike trail. So this bike trail will go for probably another, at least 7-8 k's before it ends. We're almost at the end of the road, so it's not too far. So I thought I'd pull up over here so you can see the track, all bitumen all the way. And check this out. How's that for an awesome view? Look at that. Very calm out here. You wouldn't think that's the ocean. We are kind of protected by Fraser Island. So about 100 k's off the coast here is Fraser Island. It goes right up, and the point ends about somewhere around there, right up the cape. So what we'll do, we'll go down and I'll show you you just either call it the start or the finish. You could park your vehicle there and then ride all the way up and then ride all the way back. So you're looking at over 40 k's to do that. And it's pretty well, you don't have to ride on the road anywhere. So it's got bitumen track pretty much all the way. So let's go down the end and I'll show you. and then I'm going to head back to the vehicle and go have some lunch. So here we are, guys. I only came up a couple hundred metres further down south, and this is pretty much the starting point and the end point of your ride. So you can go all the way to Burnet Heads, start it there, or start right here. Now this is somewhere near the northern area in this park. I'm not sure what this area is called. Let's head back down, go back to the vehicle, and we'll end the video there. So that was cool. So I ended up doing 44.5 k's. I saw another track and I went down, and it looks quite interesting. So next time I'll go for a ride here, I'm going to go check that out and see how far that takes me. So another bike track, not too far from where I was. So I'm down at the basin now. So I'm going to go and get some lunch now somewhere here in Bargara, and then head back home. So hopefully you enjoyed that video. So I certainly enjoyed filming it. So might have to do a few more like this, particularly when I'm down around Brizzy and Gold Coast, and see if I can get my little camera and mount it on my bike somehow. I've got that little DJI Osmo Pocket. I'm pretty sure I've got some brackets around somewhere that I should be able to mount onto the handlebar. So right now I'm pretty thirsty and I'm hungry. I don't know what's the time now. It's probably about 1 o'clock or 1:30. So I left home about 9 AM. So it took me time today. Did about 45 k's, stopped a fair bit, did the videos and so on. So it was a lot of fun. So can't wait to catch up with you guys down in Brizzy in a group ride soon. It's particularly and the Gold Coast as well. So I can't wait to see what you guys have got to offer. So if you're ever up this way and you want to go for a ride, give me a shout and I will join you if you wish and show you this area, this track that I just came on. So you probably want a scooter. If you want to do the same track that I am, you want a scooter that'll do it in excess of 45 kilometers. So and there's plenty of those around. So till next time, guys, cheers, and look after yourself and be kind to everyone, Cheers.